It's the operational burden that the main concern I have about the bit license is it would slow our company down by 20%. And that's really the cost that I want to avoid. And the mechanism that this happens is through all of the little things that they require you to do on a regular basis. And by the way, everything that they ask you, these regulators ask you to do, whether it's a weekly meeting with them or pulling data for them and them reviewing your data, you pay them by the hour, right? So New York Department of Financial Services that isn't funded through tax revenue. It's funded by the people they regulate. So you have a very perverse incentive here. Other regulators are much lighter weight, so it's still there, but it's much less heavy-handed. With New York Department of Financial Services, the way I would describe it, and I hope this doesn't come back to bite me sometime, but it kind of feels like signing up to open a restaurant in a mafia-controlled neighborhood, right? You're gonna make money, but you got to leave the envelope on the counter, right? To keep them happy. And I just, at a certain size, it makes sense. If we were really institutional scale, it could make sense because you want your institutional clients in New York. But I'm just worried it would slow down our ability to ship products to the rest of our customer base.
Can the federal government force New York?
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe. If some regulatory agency in DC takes control of this sort of thing, maybe.
Well, they're very hands-off. The NYDFS is one of the most powerful financial regulatory bodies in the world because of the history of Wall Street and the importance there. They're very significant. Yes, the federal government, New York State also has control over it. So technically they report to the governor. So if we get a good governor that wants to change the direction here, that could be really impactful. The federal government does have some oversight there. They're not touching it because the NYDFS is pretty important.
Well, and I think one really interesting conversation that happened here was in the last 6 months. We had there was an event for a Democratic congressman who will remain nameless, but basically, again, talked about the low barrier to influence in...
we can name him.
Oh, we can name?
Yep.
Okay. Do you want to name or do you want me to name?
Please proceed. You were
Well,
at
no,
the
you can- I
you
mean,
were
you
at
can-
the dinner.
You said it. No, you can no. Congressman Richie Torres, who was, very, very intelligent on all these matters. And he, again, kind of pointed out just like the fact that you said you can spend a couple thousand, donate $1,000 and get a senator's phone. The access to state governments is even lower, and how I think there's some very smart people that are working right now to try to dismantle the bit license. So God willing, Ben Losky's good work will be undone soon, and someone can do business in New York without having to go through all these hoops.
And just to quickly give people some context, this isn't that an aversion to having any sort of regulation or having to show an audit and following basic laws. It's with NYDFS, it's a whole nother tier. They're kind of almost in your company, nonstop, and it just creates tons of work for you. And it frankly probably does very little, if anything, to keep anyone safer.
And particularly the case with the bid license, because there are many companies that went bankrupt in 2022 did have the bid license.